Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your...
Well, hi everybody. We are back because we are determined to be the most amateur, unwatched channel on YouTube. And to date, I think we're actually managing to accomplish that.
So, yeah, to our 9 viewers, competing with the queue, anyway. And so, in the background, we're actually on a cruise ship right now. So, the last time we left you, we were still on our own sailboat, but it's been a little while, and things have definitely changed.
We were in Desolation Sound the last time we saw you, and we were complaining bitterly that it was way too crowded, and it was, because we had been used to very remote areas up in the northern part of BC earlier last summer, and you get really spoiled by that. And that's what we like. We like being in remote places with nobody else near us, and we're quite happy to be with ourselves and nature and just the sound of the water. So coming back to Desolation is always a bit of a shock, and we were both a little bit grumpy, and Ian more so. I'll let him explain what that was about, and then we'll tell you what has happened since last August or September.
Okay, so I guess the last time I was talking to you, it was probably August, and we were heading down to Vancouver out of Desolation, still using the boat. And through the summer, I wasn't feeling great, but by the time we got down to Vancouver, kind of realized that there was something going on, and I had some health issues. So by September, we had the boat back home in Campbell River, and after some soul searching, we decided that the boat wasn't going to be in our future any longer, so we sold it. So that was a big change for us, and it was hard to see it go, but a man has to know his limitations. So there we are. Boat's gone.
And I still well up about it because, sorry, we've always had a boat.
And now we're on a different boat.
I mean, a huge part of our lives together has been spent on a boat, whether it's a power boat or a sailboat. And it was an emotional decision at the time, but we got over our emotions, or so I thought, and decided that, yeah, it really was the right time to sell the boat. And looking back over the last few months at what you've been through and what we've been through, it was definitely the right decision. So yeah, over to you.
Yeah. I was used to the.
I need to go get a Kleenex.
I was used to the boat breaking down, but when I started breaking down, I couldn't fix that part of it. So here we are, and things have changed a lot, and so we wanted to get everybody caught back up. So the easiest way to do this is to pretend we still have a boat, and put out there 3 episodes of our trip to Alaska in 2018, and no long faces. This has been great to look back. I'm really glad we documented all these things, and we're looking forward to big challenges in the future. But for right now, we're letting somebody else drive the boat, somebody else make the bed, and somebody else do the cooking, and I'm a happy guy with that.
The next 3 episodes will be Alaska 2018, and we hope you enjoy them. They are very amateur because at that time we never ever thought that we would be silly enough to have a YouTube channel at this age and with the lack of experience that we have. So the images are still, I think, spectacular. Some of the wildlife that we saw, the humpback whales, we saw bubble net feeding, we saw black bears, grizzly bears, we saw eagles, and we went all the way from Campbell River. Actually, we weren't even in Campbell River. We went from Victoria all the way up to Sitka, Alaska, and then came back down through Juneau, through Tracy Arm, and got to see the glaciers in there, and then down the inside passage where all the cruise ships go. So that's what the next 3 episodes are about, and it just brings back such great memories watching those, and we hope you enjoy them. And then in our next episodes after that, we will start documenting our current travels. And while being on a cruise ship isn't entirely an adventure, because adventure really to me is stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something that you have to learn and scares you to death sometimes, and being pampered on a cruise boat doesn't really do any of those. So this is kind of filler, and we've got 92 days coming up where we're going to be on a cruise ship. And then after that, for next summer, the year I turn the big 60, my God, we might have an announcement to make. No, I'm not pregnant, but we're hoping that we can pull something together for next year that will be super, super adventurous, off the grid, and we need help. We need people to come along. So I'll leave it at that. And in the meantime, anything else for you to say?
No, it's good. So
yeah,
hope everybody enjoys these as much as we enjoyed taking the pictures. And when we did, we shared it with a lot of friends on Facebook, I guess, at that time. So not a lot of people got a chance to see these, you know, all the footage. If you have, watch it again. It's all good.
yeah.
And maybe we can get up to 11 viewers, and we'll go from there. So I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Part 1 of this series covers our departure from Victoria, BC, the southern tip of Vancouver Island. From there, we travel along the east coast of the island, all the way to the northeastern tip, to a small, cute town called Port McNeill.
This is the scary part of sailing. We're about to tack. It's really, really intense. Fine job, Kelly. I'd help you if I could. Things keep falling over inside. Kelly got mad at her hat and threw it overboard. Actually, the wind just died down here. We're having a great sail. Hopefully it picks up and... Oh, here we go. As you can see, it picks up and dies off.
Get my hat on.
Totally different day than yesterday. Yesterday we sat and floated around in circles for 6 hours and went about 5 miles. Today we've already gone 5 miles and it's only taken us an hour, and part of that was going nowhere. But anyway, another beautiful day and the joys of sailing. We went from bored to tears to the scariest 5 miles an hour in your life. taking this video because we're finally leaving Nanaimo, and I actually think we're going to get somewhere today. The winds have been blowing anywhere from 25 to 30 up here for the last 4 days. They let up for an hour, but that hour of time isn't long enough for us to get anywhere. And just the tides and the wind combination has made it really sloppy. So we've left Nanaimo, Kelly at the wheel, sun's out, feels great, but there's still a hell of a chop. Kelly getting used to her new little go-kart. Didn't tell her it had no gas in it. Okay. We're out of control. That stream is coming down from a freshwater lake. And at low tide, the current in that picks up and flows into the ocean. At high water, the lake is below the level of the sea, and that current reverses. So I think later on this afternoon, at high tide, we're going to come back over here in the dinghy and get that on video as well.
Okay, no, with the rocks are. I'm not gonna make it. Come on. Oh no. No, we didn't make it. Moses stalled. Okay, going back around. Try again in a second. Okay, third try. We're not gonna make it.
Only 3 horsepower just isn't going to make it.
We're now grounded. Yeah, we left it too long. Bye.
We'll show you pictures of the propeller when we get back to the boat. So you can hear the rain falling. We just shut our engines off, put the sails away. Didn't shut the engines off, we haven't had them on for hours. Just sailed up to this point, the wind died. And so what do? You play crib and you look at the shoreline, make sure you don't bump into anything. Sit in your little cocoon with the rain falling, waiting for the current to go slack at the next little channel we have to go through. So thought I'd better start shooting some more film. We're now just crossing Queen Charlotte Strait from Wells Passage in the north end of the Broughtons, and we're going to make a trip over to Port McNeill. The reason for this is we're too early in the season. All the resorts that we went to hoping to find ice, water, food, moorage, they're all closed. Well, they were open, but they had no supplies whatsoever. So we were going into these places, pulling in, staying the night, paying full shot for moorage, but they had nothing to offer. There's no food, no dairy. They had some dried goods, but that wasn't doing us any good. No potable water even. The water they were supplying us was sort of a yellow color, which they said you should boil before you drink. So we had enough drinking water on board, but not enough to shower.
In this leg of the journey, we travel from Port McNeill on the northeast coast of Vancouver Island up to Prince Rupert, BC, on the border of BC and Alaska.
So the sun's just about to come up. We did make our escape from the marina at 5 o'clock, the way we were hoping to. It's now 5:35. Conditions out here are just as they promised, flat, calm. We checked the weather again this morning early. Everything looks great. So just heading up to the light at the north end of Malcolm Island. Monday morning. This is after we've come across into Rivers Inlet. We're actually in Goose Bay, and this is what we're waking up to in the morning, and it doesn't matter in the least. I'm just saying to Helen, I can't really tell her how happy I am to be here. Absolutely loving every minute of this. It's pouring buckets. The forecast now has been upgraded to gale warnings. Well, there's a gale warning right now. It's blowing 35 out in the strait. Totally not predicted. So glad that we decided just to carry on. And then it's upgraded tomorrow to 45 knot winds. So I'm really hoping the video will pick this up. This is the aftermath of yesterday's storm. We're in these rollers that are just absolutely huge. Straight right now, there's no wind, but I have no idea how big these are. They've got to be over 6 feet because we just disappear up and down off of them. So we're just going to go into our next anchorage about 3 or 4 miles from here. We're going to be in sheltered water in a few minutes, and there's no wind out here this morning, so it makes it bearable. But these rollers, you wouldn't want to travel very far because if the weather changes, you're stuck in it. And our next lighthouse report is it's blowing 15 with a 3-foot moderate sea. So now that we've come into this area, it is completely blocked all the way around. It's like a big lake. Have a couple of little channels to go through here to get into a more protected area, and interestingly enough, they're called Big Fry Pan Bay and Fry Pan Bay. welcome to BC North Coast. We came into this beautiful anchorage at Claudeville Lagoon. It was nice and calm when we pulled in. We got anchored, and now all hell is broken loose. This is absolutely craziness. We thought we were anchored nice and secure away from everybody, but the way it's blowing, everybody's chains are pulled nice and tight, and everybody's sort of getting a little close to each other here. But this is crazy. We're in a lagoon and we got whitecaps happening all within 5 minutes. This big squall came through, and it sucks. Reflections on the water here because it's so protected. It's about maybe 3/4 of a mile long, and maybe, I don't know, 1/3 of a mile wide at the most, and the entrance is only 100 feet wide. It gets down to, at low tide, about 3 to 4 feet. We came in yesterday on a 2-meter tide, so we had at least 5 or 6 feet underneath the keel. Well, we pulled into Butedale last night, a place we've visited once before. It's an old BC cannery, which is in complete disrepair. The buildings have all been removed since the last time we were here 7 years ago, and it's really in rough shape. Talking up and down the coast, the understanding is that they're going to try to restore a few of these old buildings, but there's just no money. The site is beside a waterfall, which we'll get some pictures of in a few minutes, but they've left some dock space here, which is great. You could probably fit, I'm going to say, 6 or 7 boats on here, and somebody's come along and made it a little bit easier to tie up here. When we arrived last night, there were only 2 other boats on here, but I'm going to try and show you what they call safe docks. So as we come along, I'm going to show you Helly's out here. Can't believe what she's looking at. I've just walked out and went, okay, it's amazing they don't move. But here we are tied up at the end, and this was our view throughout the night because we're underneath this dock, which is literally falling apart. You can see this huge beam up there. It's like a 10 by 12 beam, if not larger, and the corner of the concrete is just suspended in the air. So that all the pilings underneath it are gone. Then we come down and you can see that it's a little iffy. Helly doesn't say a little iffy. This is damn dangerous.
Chicken legs.
But this is how you have to walk back and forth to the boat. So let's just take you down here. One of us isn't going to fall in the water. So it ends there. So we have to take a little detour across, over again, across. This one moves a little bit. Then we get something that's fairly solid, but sinking. And you can come out the other end, cross over, and then you can see what is part of this structure is holding it up. Massive big logs underneath. So these are the falls at Butedale. Pretty spectacular. We spent last night in Hartley Bay, and that is right at the entrance of Grenville Channel. So it's a 40-mile long channel that runs up towards Prince Rupert. And at the beginning of last trip, and the beginning of this trip, and the beginning of every cruise we've done up here, we've always said, can't wait to get into Grenville Channel because it's so gorgeous and we need some sunshine. Every time we've come up here, it's looked like this. It's foggy, misty. We have a visibility of maybe a couple of miles, so it's nice and safe. Water's calm, but still no sunshine, and it doesn't sound like we're gonna get sunshine today. Waiting for the currents to push us along. We're gonna try and get up to Baker Inlet for the night, which is about a little bit over halfway to Prince Rupert. So if we get in there tonight, we might make Prince Rupert tomorrow. If not, another night on anchor somewhere else. But as you can see, we've been fighting the mist. Got the fall weather gear out, got the coffee out. The forecast for wind today is mild. Yesterday it was just a gale warning all the way from Victoria to Alaska, and from what we can see, a lot of boats were just sitting around waiting.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the